4:40 in the morning, local time, a shoulder-fired missile struck an American F-15E fighter jet over southwestern Iran. The two men inside ejected, their beacons activated, and the United States military had seconds to decide what came next. What followed was 36 hours that will be studied, debated, and retold for a long time. This is the story of Dude 44, and one of the most dangerous rescue operations in American military history. April 3rd, 2026. The United States and Iran are at war. It began on February 28th, a conflict that has already cost 13 American lives and wounded more than 300. U.S. air power has been hammering Iranian infrastructure for weeks. The official position, stated publicly and repeatedly, is that American forces have achieved dominant control of Iranian airspace. The official position is about to be tested. Call sign, Dude 44, an F-15E Strike Eagle, a two-seat fighter jet operating over southwestern Iran in the early hours of the morning. On board, a pilot and a weapons systems officer, a colonel, a man with decades of service. An Iranian service member gets lucky. A shoulder-fired heat-seeking missile, low-tech, man-portable, the kind of weapon that conventional air superiority cannot entirely eliminate, finds the engine of the F-15. Both crew members eject, both land alive. They land miles apart. At 4:40 in the morning, the military's Joint Personnel Recovery Center declares the two crew members down in hostile territory. Their rescue beacons are active. The clock starts. The first rescue is fast, violent, and almost goes wrong immediately. A combat search and rescue task force, a 10 Warthog attack aircraft, HC-130 refueling planes, and HH-60 Jolly Green II rescue helicopters enters Iranian airspace under heavy fire. The A-10s are flying what's called a Sandy mission. It is one of the oldest and most dangerous jobs in military aviation. A Sandy has one purpose: get to the survivor, bring the rescue force forward, and put themselves between that survivor on the ground and the enemy. The first wave of rescuers reaches the pilot, Dude 44 Alpha, and pulls him aboard an HH-60 helicopter under close-range gunfire. The helicopter is immediately engaged by small arms fire. A second helicopter trailing behind takes several hits. A crew member is wounded. The pilot is out. He is safe. One A-10 is hit by enemy fire during the mission. Its pilot keeps fighting, exits the battle space, concludes the plane cannot be safely landed, and ejects over Kuwait. He is recovered safely. 3 aircraft damaged or lost, 1 crew member wounded. In exchange, 1 airman home. The second man is still out there. His name has not been publicly released. The military calls him Dude 44 Bravo. Trump calls him a highly respected colonel. He is injured. He is alone. He is somewhere in the mountains of southwestern Iran with a handgun, a survival radio, and the training to stay alive long enough to be found. The training is called SIR, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. It is the course that military aviators dread and forget about until they need it. He uses it to evade capture for more than 24 hours, while hundreds of Iranian Revolutionary Guard soldiers search the surrounding mountains. Iran is not staying quiet about this. Iranian state television urges residents in the mountainous region to hand over any enemy pilot to police. A regional governor offers a bounty. A representative of local merchants adds their own reward, the equivalent of $60,000 for the Americans. The mountains are filling up with people looking for him. In Washington, the situation is described publicly as controlled. and privately, as a nightmare. Trump's national security team spends much of the day briefing the president in the West Wing. The White House says nothing publicly about the first rescue, not because they don't know, but because they don't want to signal what they're planning for the second. The fear is not just that the colonel will be found. The fear is that he will be captured. That an American officer will appear on Iranian state television in Iranian custody while a war is ongoing. That is a different kind of crisis entirely. He has to be found first. The CIA enters the operation. The agency launches a deception campaign, spreading word inside Iran that U.S. forces have already located the airman and are moving him by ground to extract him from the country. It is a lie. A calculated, deliberate lie. While the Iranians are confused and uncertain, the CIA uses its intelligence capabilities to search for the American and find him. He is hiding in a crevice in the mountains. He is wounded. He is still transmitting. At some point, he sends a short radio message. It says, "God is good." U.S. officials initially worry the message might be fabricated, that the airman is in Iranian captivity and being used to lure the rescue force into a trap. The CIA deploys technical means to verify it is actually him. It is. Israel is also in play. Israeli intelligence shares information about the situation on the ground. The Israeli Air Force carries out at least one strike to block Iranian forces from reaching the area where the colonel is hiding. The net is closing. But so is the search party. The second rescue mission launches on Saturday night. The operation involves hundreds of special forces troops and military personnel, along with dozens of U.S. warplanes and helicopters. It is conducted at night, after the U.S. has established a temporary forward base inside Iran. Over the course of the operation, 21 military aircraft fly into hostile airspace. Many fly at such low altitude they come under rifle fire. The rescue force establishes a perimeter. They fight through it. 2 transport planes, tasked with flying out rescue crews, cannot take off from the remote base. They are demolished on the ground to prevent capture. The commandos load onto 3 backup aircraft. The 3 planes fly out of Iran, one behind the other, low and fast, heading for Kuwait. The mission is complete just before midnight. All U.S. forces are out of Iranian airspace. At some point after midnight, a post appears on Truth Social. 3 words, in capital letters. We got him. The rescued colonel sustained injuries, but will recover. The operation is called one of the most daring search and rescue missions in American history. The CIA director compares the effort to locate the airman to finding a single grain of sand in the middle of a desert. Iran, for its part, claims victory. Iranian state media publishes video of what it says are 2 American helicopters and a transport plane destroyed during the operation. U.S. officials confirm the transport planes were blown up by American forces to prevent capture. Both sides claim the outcome they need to claim. The colonel is home. That part is not in dispute. Here is what the rescue of Dude 44 actually required. It required a colonel to survive alone, wounded in an Iranian mountain for 36 hours while hundreds of soldiers searched for him, and not break. It required CIA officers to run a disinformation operation inside enemy territory in real time against a clock with a man's life as the margin. His life as the margin. It required A-10 pilots to fly between an enemy and a downed aviator they had never met, take fire, and keep flying. It required rescue crews to land in a hostile country, in the dark, blow up their own aircraft, load onto backups, and drive home. A. Sandy has one mission, a general said afterward. Get to the survivor. Bring the rescue force forward. Put yourself between that survivor on the ground and the enemy. That is a statement about training, but it is also a statement about something older and harder to quantify. The thing that makes a person fly into a mountain range, in a hostile country, in the dark, to find someone they have never met, because that person is wearing the same uniform. The colonel was hiding in a crevice in the mountains of Iran, surrounded, wounded, and alone. He sent a radio message. He said, "God is good." And then he waited. Because he had been told and had spent his career believing that they would come. They came.